Go on to that next slide as we talk about getting connected. We do worship at Wellsprings. It starts out with 3 songs played by our house band at the start of the service. We do that because we worship in this way with high energy music because it fulfills missionally to be charged with the charge of the soul. We also start with 3 songs right at the outset because people run late in our culture. We could either spend all our time fighting that and holding them back at the door, or we could just make it easier for folks to come in whenever the hell they get there. One of the things that also allows us to do is I stand for the first 2.5 songs in the back with the people who are the greeters and other members of the hospitality team, where we do a little back of the room survey. Ooh, I'm not sure I know this person. Are they new today? No, it's their second time, but here's their name. And so what we do there is we share some information amongst the people as we survey the crowd at both our first and our second service. Because what that does is it sets us up well after the service to approach those people. They may not want to be approached, and that's fine. I mean, this is, in the same way I was telling you a smile is the best thing you can do, this is also reading body language is a wonderful way to, unless it's a really, really cold church you have, like physically cold. If people are doing this, then chances are you ask a few questions and maybe they're just really introverted or maybe they didn't like it. Whatever it is, you allow them to move on. But what we've done in that start of the service is set ourselves up to make sure that we are not ignoring but rather intentionally approaching people after the service. We talk about worship with low barriers. The best story I know around this is that a mom and her son, he was, I think, about 7 or 8 at the time. This was maybe 6 months in after we'd started worship, so summer of 2007. Since then, they've become members. We were singing an Indigo Girls song or a Rolling Stones song, and he looked up at her with this rapt look of amazement, saying, "Mom, we're singing a real song." That's part of our hospitality system. That's part of how we lower the barriers between what feels like quote-unquote church and what feels like the rest of their lives. One of our core values is that Sunday is not about getting religion one day a week. Sundays are about motivating, sustaining, and yearning to make stronger the religion that we already have. So again, this is what I was talking about when it's not just for us about the greeters or the hospitality team, it's about the entire system and how we do Sunday mornings. One of the most important things for us is that we do not speak in code in our order of service. There are absolutely no acronyms that you don't have to be a part of that team in order to understand what is going on. We speak in as plain language as possible, and that is an act for us of radical hospitality. During the service itself, we do not single out any new people. What we have is a moment which is very raucous, very joyful, in which we ask everyone to stand or move as they are so motivated to greet the people seated around them and to wish each other peace. I have to shout that down every Sunday. It's wonderful, and that gives an opportunity for the new people just to very naturally get connected with the other people around them. One of the signature ways that we allow specific people to opt in, if you go to the next one, is this, what we call the communication card and the connection card. The communication card is for those people we say who are not yet a part of our Wellsprings weekly email list. Comes out every Wednesday. This is your opportunity to get involved if you wish to know a little bit more about us. On the other side is the connection card, which has specific choices about our ministries as people would wish to go deeper. Switch to the next one. Our guests, unapologetically, we repeat this over and over and over when all the leaders of the congregation meet together every month. Our guests are our priority on Sunday morning. It means that we have a norm in our congregation. If a new person wants to speak to me or another member of the staff, we have permission to interrupt an established conversation that I have with someone who's already there. And we simply say, a new person wants to talk to Ken, or a new person wants to talk to our director of our Youth Spirit Ministries. That is a norm by which we hold open the space for new people to get the questions answered that they wish. Beyond Sunday, and I'll say this just real briefly because my time is starting to run down, if people do fill out that communication card, we send them a letter. Very often, though, it's an email. We find that people don't like to give us out their addresses. They will very readily give us an email address. So we'll send them something electronically. It's from us. It asks how their experience was, invites feedback if they have any, and invites their questions if they want to get more connected. Then beyond that Sunday, in the week following, and this really builds a knowledge base within the hospitality team, an email goes out from our administrator saying, here's who filled out a communication or a connection card this past Sunday. Have at it, folks. Who are these people? Tell us about your experiences with them. So what we do is we don't allow those great conversations that had happened on the previous Sunday to sort of go to seed into the ground. And so that capital, if you will, that relationship capital, is expressed into the next Sunday. There's going to be questions and answers at the... what did I say? Sure. With the communication card, and would you go back to that one just for a second so people can see it? With the communication card during the service, about 1/3 of the way in, we invite people. We say, if you are not yet signed up for our Wellsprings Weekly, which is our weekly e-newsletter that goes out, please give us your name, an address, or an email address. Drop it in the hat when it goes by for the offering, or drop it in one of the boxes in the back when you leave the service today. This is one of those opt-in. No one is under any requirement to do that. Once we get that information into the office during the week, that's when we can communicate with them directly and also increase that communication amongst the other people on the hospitality team, so that if a greeter is not on 2 weeks in a row, the information that they hold doesn't just evaporate. Is that clear? You're welcome. Thank you.